I don't want to, because Martin Scorsese, as we know, is a legendary director. I can never take that away from him. I respect him so much as a director, but he said some stuff in an essay recently about streaming and going back to Marvel films. Actually, something he said in 2019, wasn't it? He was saying how it was devaluing cinema. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Go on, Josh.
Oh, you want me to go first? I think gatekeeping cinema is something. Well, gatekeeping any kind of art is like inherently incredibly wrong. Like, a movie is a movie no matter what it's shot on or where it's watched. A film doesn't have to be shot on 70mm and viewed on a 70mm projector to be classed as a movie. It's again, lots of respect for Martin Scorsese, but he does have the capacity to be incorrect, and I think in this instance he's wrong. I don't think streaming is what, like Disney Plus is like £6 a month, and you can watch. Admittedly, you can only watch like the Disney category, but you could watch a film every day, and a family probably couldn't afford. Well, obviously, in the before times, but a family probably couldn't afford to go to the cinema every day to watch a movie, whereas you could put Disney Plus on every day and you could watch a film every day. And if this is all about just watching movies, arguably streaming is better value for money than going to the cinema is. And also, you can pause the film and go for a wee, which you can't do at the cinema. And again, I get it. Like films, like maybe you do lose something from watching a film on an iPhone, but like there's probably a healthy middle ground, and I think just saying streaming doesn't count is probably wrong. It's like, I'll admit, the first time I watched what's it called, Dunkirk, was I was sat on a train looking at somebody across the train watching it on an iPad whilst I was listening to different music, and that was my first experience of Dunkirk. And I admit that probably wasn't how Christopher Nolan wanted that film to be watched, but like if let people watch films however they're going to watch them. It's if your film is good, it should hold up on a laptop as much as it holds up on a cinema screen. It's if your film's only good if it's watched when it's being like projected at you, across a wall, maybe your film's not that engaging. I don't know.
Agree with you there, definitely.
David Lynch bashed iPhones a few years ago, didn't he? I think I already mentioned this actually in a previous episode about watching stuff on iPhones.
Again, like one of my favorite directors, but just wrong. That feels out of place because David Lynch was like one of the first filmmakers to adapt like shooting on like tape as well. So he's kind of always been at the forefront of that like technology. And I'm certain he's probably changed his mind since, because he did make that short film exclusively for Netflix. Like, also, didn't Martin Scorsese shoot something exclusively for Netflix as well? Actually, is now coming to
Irishman.
The Irishman.
Yeah, like literally a film that you couldn't get made any other way. Like, so you can't have your cake and eat it too, can you? You can't be like, streaming's bad, also watch my film on Netflix. It is Mank.
I believe it got
Mank,
released in cinema, didn't it?
Did it? Yeah, I assume probably got released in cinema, so it was eligible for Oscars. Because that's another thing. Like, if your film doesn't go to a cinema ever, it can't be nominated for an Oscar, which feels a bit gatekeepy. Like, shouldn't art be for all? It should not just be for people who've got the budget to get a film distributed.
You mentioned Mank compared to Fincher. Fincher obviously started out like with music videos, and then he went into like film. But ever since House of Cards, he's been like, hold on a minute, like all this streaming holds up this this massive untapped potential. Like, because he's always been on that forefront of like pushing narrative, pushing the medium, even with like visual effects or shooting digital. Social Network was the first film to have a 4K work through. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo was the first one with a 5K work through. Gone Girl, first one with 6K. He's always been pushing and pushing and pushing that. And I think that sort of came to a head with Mindhunter. That he didn't like create it, but he was the showrunner behind it. After a certain point, he directed, I think, 5 out of the 19 total episodes, and it was really, really. I personally loved it. It's just Fincher at his best. Fincher at his Finchiest, which
full Finch.
Yeah, full Finch. There we go. And it was.
Yeah,
that the characters, the building and everything, that it just works. And it's sort of a shame that Mindhunter has now just sort of gone a bit quieter, and hopefully there will be a 3rd season probably in a few years, but I really love that. But no, then Fincher said that, oh yeah, I love it. But also going back to Mank, he made Mank, so he's not one of those people that's just one or the other. It's like, mix it up a bit. You want to like vary your diet, filling your palate.
Yeah, if you just eat steak, you're gonna get sick of steak, aren't you?
And they're going back to the cinema thing. I know I mentioned this in another episode, but cinema, like the whole cinema experience, people talk about that as if big directors imagine cinema, everyone's going to sit down and actually be quiet and behave themselves, just shut up, but they don't. You always get like a group of teenagers like, and just shut up, shut it. Like, I get annoyed at that.